Deuteronomy 28 has Shishi in the margin there. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of God as a verb and noun thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that God as a verb and noun thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of God as a verb and noun thy God. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, increase of thy kine, and the multiplication of thy flock. Blessed shall be thy basket, and thy kneading trough. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. God as a verb and noun shall cause thine enemies to rise up against thee, enemies smitten before thy face, that they shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. We have Yetshupa is the note for verse 14. God as a verb and noun shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto. And he shall bless thee in the land which established thy God giveth thee. God as a verb and noun shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of God as a verb and noun thy God, and walk in his ways. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of God as a verb and noun, and they shall be afraid of thee. God as a verb and noun shall give thee abundance for thy good, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, and in thy land, which established, swear unto thy fathers to give thee. God as a verb and noun shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And God as a verb and noun shall make thee the head, and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if that thou hearken unto the commandments of established thy God, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after others as if they are gods, and serve them. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of God as a verb and noun thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy kneading trough. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kine, and the multiplication of thy sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. God as a verb and noun shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, in all that thou settest thine hand unto, for to do until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. God as a verb and noun shall make the pestilence clever unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. God as a verb and noun shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. But as a verb and noun shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee, until thou be destroyed. And we have the Churim Kei, is note for verse 27. Ish Kabnah Kei, note for verse 30. Pentateuch Basip, is note for verse 42. God as verb and noun shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shalt be a terror unto all the kingdoms of the earth. And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. God as verb and noun will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. God as verb and noun shall smite thee with madness, and blindness, and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoilt evermore. And no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not use the fruit thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine donkey shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shalt not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. God as verb and noun shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. God as verb and noun shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve others as if they are gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations. For the God as verb and noun shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in. For the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy borders, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast his fruit. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but they shall not be with thee, for they shall go into captivity. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Chesser Aleph is note verse 57. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of God as verb and noun thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not God as verb and noun thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which God as a verb and noun shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. God as a verb and noun shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either grain, pressed juice, or oil, or the increase of thine kine, or the multiplication of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest, throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which God as Verbannown thy God hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which God as Verbannown thy God hath given thee, in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. So that the man that is tender among you, and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left him in the siege, and the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. We have Chametz Bezik as a note for verse 62 and 67. And if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, God as Verbannown thy God, then God as Verbannown will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness, and of long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness, and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, them will God as Verbannown bring upon thee, until thou be destroyed, and ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of God as Verbannown thy God. And it shall come to pass that as God as Verbannown rejoiced over you to do you good, and to multiply you, so increasing existence will rejoice over you to destroy you, and bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And God as Verbannown shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve others as if their gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but God as Verbannown shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear night and day, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even, and at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning, for the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And God as Verbannown shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I speak unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. These are the words of the covenant which God as a vermin noun commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, beside the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. Wahya Shemwa Tushma Bakul Yahweh Al-Hik Lemmer Lashut Atkul Matsutu Asher Anki Matsuk Hiyum Wan Tanuk Yahweh Al-Hik Aliyun Al-Ko Guya Hearts Wabau Alikul Habarakut Hala Wa Shiguk Ki Tushma Bakul Yahweh Al-Hik Baruch Atah Bayir Wabruk Atah Bashdah Baruch Pari Bathnak Wabri Atmatak Wabri Bahmatak Shakar Al-Pik Washatrut Tanak Baruch Tanak Wab Shartak Baruch Atah Babak Wabruk Atah Batsatak Yatan Yahweh Al Abyak Hakmim Alik Nagpim Rabnik Baruch Achad Yitzau Alik Wab Shabah Durkim Yenusu. Lebnik Yitsu Yahweh Atak At Habraka Basmik Wabkul Mashlich Yeduk Waberkuk Barts Asher Yahweh Al-Hik Natan Luk Yaqimak Yahweh Lu Lam Qadush Kasher Nashba Luk Ki Tashmer At Matsut Yahweh Al-Hik Wah Lukat Barakyu Barau Kul Ami Hartski Shum Yahweh Nakra Alik Wirau Mamak Wah Watrak Yahweh Lathubah Bapri Bathnak Wabpri Bahmatak Wabpri Adamatak Al Hadma Asher Nashba Yahweh Labtik Latat Luk Yaptach Yahweh Luk At Altsru Hathub At Hashmim Latat Mother Artsak Batu Walberk At Kul Masha Yeduk Wahluit Wim Rabim Wata La Tulwa Wan Tanak Yahweh Larash Wala Liznib Wahiyat Rak Lam Allah Wala Tahya Lamtha Ki Tushma Al Matsut Yahweh Al-Hik Asher Anki Matsuk Hum Lashmer Wala Shoot Wala Tasur Makul Hadbrim Asher Anki Matswa Atkam Hiyum Yamyan Wishmal Lelkut Achri Alchim Achrim Labdam Wahya Amla Teshma Bakol Yahwa Alchik Lashmer Lashut Atkul Matsutu which Katyu Asher Anki Matsuk Hiyum Wub Au Alik Kul Hakalut Halah Washikuk Arur Ata Bayer Warur Ata Bashda Arur Thanak Wum Shartak Arur Pri Batnak Wupri Adamatak Sugar Alpik Washturt Tadak Arur Ta Babak Warur Ata Batsatak Yishlich Yahwa Bak At Hem Ara At Hem Huma Wat Hem Gaurat Bakol Mashlich Yeduk Asher Tasha Ad Hash Maduk Wad Abrik Mahar Mapni Ra Malik Asher as Batni Yadbuk Yahwa Buk at Hadber Ad Kultu Atak Mal Hadma Asher Ata Ba Shema Lurshta Yakah Yahwa Bashchabat Wub Kajat Wub Dulkat Wub Churcher Wub Churb Wub Shidpun Wub Birakun Word Pook Ad Abduk Wahyu Shemik Asher Al Rashk Nutshit Wah Arts Asher Tuch Tik Berzel Yatan Yahwa at Mather Artsik Abuk Whopper Man Hashmim Yurd Alik Ad Hashmadak Yitnak Yahwa Nagaf Lepni Abyak Baduruk Achad Tatsa Aliu Wab Shib'ah Drkim Tanus Lepnu Wahiyat Luwawa Lakal Mem Lakut Hearts Wahita Nablatuk Lam Akal Lakal Auf Hashmim Wal Bahmat Hearts Wayne Matrid Yakka Yahwa Bashtin Matsrim Wab Aplim Wab Gerb Wab Churths Asher La Tukul La Harpa Yakka Yahwa Bushgaun Wab Arun Wab Tamhun Labab Wahiyat Memshesh Batsharim Kasher Yimshish Hawar Bapla Wala Tatslich at Turkik وهيت أك عاشوك وج زول كل هيميم وين مشيا عشا تارش ويش أتر يشقلنا بيت تبنح والله تشب بو كرم ثا والله تتلنو شورك شبوش لا ينيك والله تاكل ممنوع شمرك قزبل ملبنيك والله يشوب لك تصادك نت نوت لي بيك وين لك موشيا بنيك وبنتيك نتنيم لام أتشر وينيك روت وكلوت عليهم كل يوم وين لال يدك بري أدمتك وكل ياك ياكل عشر لا يدعات وحيات رق عشوق ورتسوت كل هيميم وحيات مشكا ممراح إينيك أشر تراح يكا يحوى بشتين رأل هبركيم والهشكيم أشر لا تقل لا خربا مكف رجلك واد قدك يولك يحوى أتك وات ملكك أشر تقيم عليك القوي أشر لا يدعات أتا وابتيك وابدت شم الهيم أتريم عات وابن وهيت لشما لمشل والشنينة بقل حاميم أشر ين هكا ين ينه قهك ينهجك يهوى شما سرا رب توتيا هشتا ومعاث تاسف كي يتش صلنو هربا كرميم تثا وابدت وين لا تشتا والله تغر كي تقلنو هت لات ويتيم يحيو لك بقل قبولك وشمن لا تسوك كي يشل ويتك بنيم وبنوت توليد والله يحيو لك كي يلكو بشبي كل عدسك وبري أدمتك Yersh Het Letzel Hagar Asher Bakrabak Yala Alik Mala Malach Wata Turd Matha Wa Yaluk Wata La Talnu Wa Yahya Larash Wata Tahya Laznab Wab Au Alik Kul Hakalut Hala Wordpuk Washiguk Ad Hashmadak Ki La Shamat Bakul Yahwa Al-Hik Rashmer Matsutu which cut you Asher Tsuk Wahyu Bak Laut Wal Mupet Wab Zrak Ad Aulam Tchit Asher La Abdut At Yahwa Al-Hik Bush Macha Wab Thub Labab Murb Kul Wabatat At Abyak Asher Yish Lechnu Yahwa Bak Barab Wab Tsama Wab Ayirm Wab Chasser Kul Wantan Al Barzil Al Tuark Ad Hashmidu Atak Yasha Yahwa Alik Gawi Merchak Makta Hearts Kasher Yid'ah Hensher Gawi Asher La Teshma Lashnu Gawi Az Panim Asher La Yasha Panim Lesqan When Ar La Yitchin Yakal Pri Bahmatak Wapri Ad Matak Ad Hesh Matak Asher La Yishir Lak Dagan Tirush Wheatshar Shagur Al Peak Washitrat Tzanak Ad Habyadu Atak Wat Wahtzar Lak Bakal Sharik Ad Reddit Chumtik Hagbahat Wahbatsrut Asher Ata Bathach Bahan Bakal Artsik Watzer Lak Bakal Sharik Bakal Art Asher Natan Yahwa Al-Hik Lak Waklat Pari Bathnak Bashir Benik Wab Natik Asher Natan Lak Yahwa Al-Hik Bamtsur Wab Matsuk Asher Yatsyak Lak Ibak Heish Herk Bak Wah Ang Mad Tra Ainu Pachu Wab Asht Chico Wab Yetter Benu Asher Utyr Matat Lachid, Maham, Mabshur, Benu Asher, Yakul, Mabli, Hashir, Lukul, Bumthur, Wib, Matsuk, Asher, Gityak, Luk, Abak, Bakul, Sharik, Harka, Bak, Wah, Anga, Asher La, Nasta, Kef, Rugla, Hetzag, Al, Hearts, Tanag, Wamruk, Tra, Aina, Beish, Hika, Wabana, Wabata, Wab, Shalita, Hyutsat, Mabin, Ruglia, Wab, Banyah, Asher, Tolki, Taklam, Butcher, Kol, Buster, Bumtsur, Wab, Mutsuk, Asher, Gets, Yak, Luk, Abuk, Bush, Aryak, Amla, Tashmer, La Shoot, At, Kul, Debri, Hatura, Hazat, Haktabim, Buspur, Hasa, Lirah, At Hashem, Hankabad, Wa, Nura, Hasa, At Yahweh, Al-Hik.